Hi beautiful soul, it feels so good to be here with you. So welcome in. Today's video is about why it's a beautiful, brilliant idea to create your first course even if nobody is going to buy it. It feels so good to have you here today. Let's talk about something a little bit personal. My journey of course creation. I've created not one but 2 courses so far, and guess what? Until now nobody has bought it yet. But it's not like it was a bad idea, and I'll share with you why it's a brilliant idea to create your own first course even if nobody is going to buy it. So let's dive in. So creating my first course was really like planting a seed that will grow in the future. I pour my heart in it. I share all my knowledge, my breakthroughs, and also the knowledge that I've gathered along the way, right? I was a little bit disappointed when I finally launched it, announced it, but nobody buys, right? And I created them differently. So my first course was a new you. And my inspiration for creating that course was that I was discovering that in order to get my dreams, I really need to become a new version of myself, the kind of version of myself who actually has that dream. And I created that course to show how to get into that transformation, to be the most confident version of yourself, the most magnetic to your own dreams. You are going towards your dreams and you make it feel like it's easy to you and to others because you are really walking deep within, right? So that was the inspiration for the first course. And then the second course, I call it Feminine Rebirth, setting up the foundation for your dream business. And when I finished it, it took me 2 months to finish the second course because I tried to do it live. And for the first course, I didn't do it live. So maybe I took 4 months or something like that to finally film all of the videos. I remember having this interview with one of my mentors, Dr. John DeMartini, which interview you can check on my channel. It's about building wealth, but I also asked him questions about the imposter syndrome, about having that project that you want to bring to life, like creating your first course, but feeling like, oh, you are not so motivated to create what is going on, right? And check out that video. But it was like there are some tasks that will be interesting for you in that process of creating your first course, and other tasks that you will procrastinate on. But by doing more of the tasks that you really love and delegating those tasks that you don't love to someone else, it can really make a difference. And in my case, I don't have a team, right? So in my case, it meant simplifying the process so that I can really concentrate on what I have a lot of fun creating, like putting my ideas into those videos, right? Putting my breakthroughs, my most life-transforming events or examples into those videos. That was really amazingly fun to do, right? And easy to do as well. But if I think about editing those videos, it's going to take ages. In my first course, I did that, but in my second course, no editing or very minimal editing, right? And you can see how the first course took me more than 4 months to create, and the second course, I started on September 28th, and exactly on November 28th, I was filming the last session, right? At least for that moment. Because if I have some inspiration, I will add some bonuses there that will help the student in the future to really have more transformation, even more transformation, right? In their own life. Okay, so at the end of that course, I really thought, oh, this course can be really like how to confidently create your first course, right? Because I guide you how you set those foundations so that you can confidently go on your path instead of letting the self-doubt and the self-sabotage be the people who are leading you. You take your power back and you really create. The reason why I really recommend that you start there is because we might be aligned if you found this video. And for my case, it's something that I've been wanting to do forever. I created my first course 10 years ago when I started my first website, Nurture Body and Soul. I wanted to create a course. I wanted to write a book, and I wrote that using my blog post, right? I didn't publish that book. It's not the subject of today's video, but for the course, I also wanted to create the course, but I couldn't decide what I was going to create the course about. And it's really by investing in myself that I saw other people just create from their feminine energy, simplifying the process. Because for me, for example, I was hearing you should do market research. You should have people on your list and all of that. And I was like, I don't have all of that. And when I think about market research, it just gives me headache, right? I don't want to do it. It's one of the sure ways how I will be stopped and procrastinate on, oh, I cannot do market research. I don't want to do market research. But another way of doing this is creating a community and then listening to that community, what they need from you, right? That resonates more with me. And you might probably be aligned that will also resonate more with you. So create a community. Start putting yourself out there, sharing what have transformed your life. Your fear of being seen is holding you back, and it was holding me back for the longest time. But if it's really your dream to create your dream life, create that dream business, to go and create that course for yourself, then it's really important that you understand that your fear of being seen is also another hidden face of your desire to be seen. Because some people don't even want to be seen, right? They don't want to create, they don't have that dream, and that is okay. But if you have that dream to create content, to be seen on YouTube, take that part of your desire. Your desire is to be seen. So there is a divine service that you are supposed to give to the world. That's why you have that desire within, that you want to share your content in a form of course or in the form of YouTube video that a community can learn from. It was really life-changing for me to understand that it is a duality thing, like the face of a medal, where one face is, oh, I'm afraid to be seen, but the other face is like, I actually desire to be seen, and that's why I'm afraid. So let that fear be inside of you. And the way how you will go over that is by practicing, is by starting by filming that video without anybody listening, without posting it. Start practicing filming videos. And then one day you can create a small channel, a test channel, where you just post those videos. Maybe you don't want people to see those videos, but you post them. It's not what I did, because when I finally found the courage to do it, I wanted to go deep within and do it right. So I invested in myself and I started researching for those first videos that I created. But back to the subject of today, about creating your first course. So I finally decided I will announce this course and I will start filming. So you can announce it right now. I'm going to bring my course. And one part of yourself can be like, oh yes, but what if you don't actually do that course, right? You announce it and then you are like, oh my God, what did I do? I don't want to finish this. Think about what we talked about before. Like, there is a part that you really adore doing. Maybe it's sharing your knowledge and your breakthrough in those courses. Focus on that and let the part that is stressing you out go, like doing market research or what else? Editing those videos for your course, right? Simplify that, or creating the webpage that will support that course. There are a lot of possibility out there where you can really create your videos and upload that on a course platform, right? Use those things to simplify. In my own case, I've invested in a course where I was guided, and this is how I created with Wix. It's at least something that I've started, right? And right now where we are talking, I have not only one course, my first course, but the second course also. So that leads me to explaining how my second course came to life. My second course is a little bit like my business course so far. For my journey, right? I cannot teach you how to have six-figure business because I'm not at that point in my own journey. I'm just starting out, right? I can teach you how I've gone from point zero to be here where I am. So it's a beautiful advice for you to start to teach with something that have been challenging for you and that you have learned to master along your journey. So for me, it was really business. It has been very challenging for me, but I am on a step one in my journey, right? So I can teach someone who is still at step zero. This is how you can see it too. If you are at step 3, you can teach step 1 and 2 and 3, right? The challenges that you are facing, the inner work that you are doing in order to progress. Again, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So when you are progressing, you are being successful. When you are creating that first course, you are being successful. Because think about it, you are planting the seed for your future. With watering, with promoting that course, with making that course better, you are going to have an asset, right? You are going to create a digital asset that can give you fruits in the future. It's like planting a fruit tree today. and expecting to have the fruits already, or having a baby in your belly and expecting that baby to work already and to call you mama, I love you, right? It's not that phase yet, but it doesn't mean that the baby is not in your belly and growing when you have that baby within, right? So it's the same for your first course. Even if you are challenged, even if no one is buying it, it is a process that is helping you to grow. Also, another powerful thing is the transformation that you will have as that course creator. The person that you are before you create your first course is not the same person that will be at the end of creating that course. Another important benefit is that even if nobody is buying it, that course can be your own mental support when you go through that course again. It doesn't matter what you have created your course with. If it's something that challenged you once, it's probable that because life goes in cycle, that you will have that cycle again in your life. And because of that knowledge that you have had through your life experiences and that you have been able to put into intellectual property, you redoing your course is going to skyrocket you in becoming the next version of yourself who no longer have that challenge, because now not only you know exactly how to go through that challenge successfully, but also you know exactly how to stay at that successful place, right? So if, for example, I'm talking about creating the new you, if I am getting another challenge in my life, I will use those same concepts to help me manage and overcome that challenge more easily in becoming my next higher version, right? More confident, more empowered, and more magnetic to attract to me the goals that I really want. So this is really how, even if nobody buys your first course, it is helping you to go on your journey even faster. So the second course was an inspiration also from a course I invested in, who told us, you are in the best place to teach about those inner work you are doing right now, about just challenges you are going through to overcome what you are facing. So why not start teaching about that? Because it's so fresh in your mind. And the journey, being on the journey, is also going to feed the chapters, the lessons of your course. Because this week you will teach about, I don't know, how to overcome self-doubt or how to embrace your self-worth. And then you will have in the next week some challenge around, I don't know, how to attract wealth, right? How to let go of money blocks. And then your next lessons can be about the energetics of money, how you can help your community, your customers who are going through that course, not to wait until they are finished with their first course to start thinking, okay, what are my blocks concerning money, right? They can start right now understanding how money works, understanding how to save, how to invest, how to let that money work from themselves while they are creating their own wealth with planting the seed that will give them some results tomorrow, like creating that first course or creating that platform on YouTube to have a community that will learn to know you, right? Okay. We talk about that aspect of what is my niche, not being clear on what your niche is. Another benefit from creating your first course, even if nobody is going to buy it, is that, well, by creating a course, it gives you that advantage that you are choosing a subject where you have more knowledge, and that can be your niche, right? And it will also position you as an expert. Think about it. If you hear someone talking on the internet and they say that they have a course, automatically you start thinking highly of them because you think, wow, they have put some effort and some form of discipline in order to be able to create that course. So automatically it positions them as an expert, doesn't it? And as an authority in that area that they have created a course in. I know the internet can be so saturated with so many courses and so on. And this is where your own energy, your own experience, your own breakthrough are going to be what differentiates you from other creators. The people who resonate with you will eventually find your course and eventually prepare in order to be able to afford those courses. And in the meantime, that is why you create your free content, which is your free YouTube video, so that they can use that knowledge already, that activation already right now and start their journey, right? And it's so beautiful when you impact people like that with your content, be it the free content, be it the paid content. That's why we need both. The paid content is also telling you that you give yourself permission to value yourself, that you recognize your self-worth. Because there's also this trap where you are just creating, and not having the courage to ask for your worth, like financial exchange, for example, to ask to put a price on your creation. When people invest in a course, they are more motivated, they are more inspired to really learn from that course, because they don't want to throw their money away. But if it's just the same content on YouTube, they will not value that content as much. Even if it can help them transform their life, it'll be like, oh, it's something free, so I just browse through it and I don't apply it. But when you are so ready to take your life to the next level, you are really engaged and you are really investing in what will help you to get there. So even if at the beginning people are not buying your course, it doesn't mean that they are saying no to your course. Maybe it means that they are preparing to be ready to buy that course. Maybe it means that they are waiting for having the financial ability to give that course to themselves as a gift. So don't let all of that discourage you, and instead follow your intuition and continue to get those skills that will help you to create better courses that really solve life problems for people. Because that was also one of my challenge at the beginning, like, what am I going to create about? What problem am I going to solve? But now that I take myself as the person who has those problems, I'm sure I'm not just alone. I'm sure there is somebody else struggling with those same problems. And if on my journey I found a solution that helps me, I'm glad to share that solution. So this is really how you can create your first course. Even if at the beginning nobody is going to buy it, it's an advantage for you. So the beautiful thing with courses also is that they can be a source of passive income. At the beginning, maybe nobody is buying, but like, it's a seed that you are planting. With the right watering of that seed, with the right sunlight, with the right care for that seed, it will grow into a tree, and then that tree will bring fruits. And the analogy with our course is that when you start creating your first course, making that course better, taking your most potent breakthroughs in life and adding in that course, to ensure the transformation from a point zero to a point when they have their transformation. And continuing to learn how to promote, maybe learning the marketing skills that will be helpful for you to promote your courses. Because it's not just about creating that course, you also have to put yourself out there to tell the people who need that course that that course exists. Because if not, then how are they going to know about your course, right? The word of mouth is going to make that people who go through your course and are successful with their transformation, we want to tell that to other people, and this is how your customer base can grow. But at the beginning, even if nobody is buying, it doesn't mean that you are failed, right? The first step is to create that course. Okay, it's going to be important to take care of a few things so that you increase your chances of being successful with that course. So to increase your chances to be successful with that course, make sure that you choose a problem that is a real problem that people want to invest in order to solve. It can be a beautiful thing to help people get more happiness, but few people are really going to buy a course and say, I want to be more happy. But if you have a course like, I help you to create your first course and get your first $1,000, for example, with your course, then that is a more tangible thing where you can also measure, okay, point A, they were at zero course and $0. But then point B, they are with a course and they can sell that course to have their first $1,000 mission accomplished with this course. So make sure that you have a clear transformation that you offer your clients, your customers, and that they can really see how they have evolved from point zero to point hero with the transformation, right? So trust that you are building a foundation that will pay out later. Also, creating a course helps you find what lights you up really, and it helps you refine your message. It helps you find out what your niche is, what your real expertise is, because you share what have been really transformative in your life and what can be really helpful for another person. So every step, every lesson that you create in that course really feels like a level up. It's really the case for me. Creating a course have taught me more about my strength, my challenge, about myself also, about what I love teaching, about how I love teaching than any other project. It has really boosted my confidence also. And when I take those courses myself, I really can see the transformation in my mindset, and I can see my enthusiasm to go and create my next things. So building your first course, sometimes the value isn't in the outcome, but in the transformation in itself. Because the person that you are going to be at the end of this process is not going to be the same person who started that process of creating your first course. Think about it like when you are exercising. You are bringing in the repetition, you are getting stronger. And if you take your point 0 when you started exercising, and then a few weeks later, you will see that you are built strength, right? And so it's the same when you are creating your first course. You will see how you will improve in your way of teaching. You will improve in your confidence of bringing your dreams to yourself, in creating those digital assets. Even if at the beginning you are not so good at finding that brilliant idea, start with what you have. Start with that burning idea, that thing that your intuition is guiding you to create a course on. Start there. There have also been other ideas that I've had and that people encourage me, that would be a great idea to create a course about. But it wasn't aligned with me. Like, I didn't want, for example, to create a course on how to lose weight after pregnancies, although I've had that experience, right? It wasn't so aligned with what I really wanted to do. And that's why I had to choose something that is aligned with me. Like when I talk about creating a new you, it's really sparks joy in my heart because I have used that, and the person that I am today is very different than the person I was 5 years ago. Not being confident about creating, right? I've loved this concept of spiraling up. So the idea of spiraling up is about progression in cycles, and it's about maturing. It's about releasing what you no longer need. It's about growing. So in one cycle, you meet challenges, but you grow over those challenges, you overcome them. And then when the next cycle is coming, you choose not to repeat the same mistake. So the challenges that you face then are totally different challenges because you have grown. And this is how with time and with the cycles going, you keep evolving and you keep growing and you keep going in the next and next and next level. And it's the same. Your first course is going to be just the beginning, right? It's not the end of everything. It's just the beginning. But then you have the idea for your second course, and using what you have learned while creating your first course, you can apply that to the second course. And this is how you continue to grow. So creating your first course is going to inspire you to grow your audience even more, to grow a community even more, to listen to that community, what their needs are, what their challenges are. And listening to those what they want from you, you will be able to create something that they really want. And this is how with time your community is going to grow, and also your courses will have a reach. People will be interested in buying your courses because you are really tackling the challenges that your community is having. Also, a beautiful thing is that imagine two people. One is saying, well, that can be you a few years ago. It was me a few years ago, right? You are saying, oh, I have this idea for a course. I really would love to create a course. And imagine another person who is telling you, I already created 2 courses, not 1, but 2 courses. Who are you going to trust more? Who are you going to see more as an expert, right? Who are you going to see as an action taker, as someone who is disciplined, right? Because all those process of creating something needs both our creativity, but also our discipline to bring that to life, right? So by creating your first course, you really get to a higher level, a perceived level of expertise, perceived level of more value, of more authority in the area that you have chosen to create a course in. And when those results come and you can really say, oh, I have not only created those courses, but here are the transformations that people have been able to experience through those courses, this will be really game changer, right? But at the beginning, you are just planting your seed. You cannot plant a seed today and expect to reap the fruits at the same time, unless you already have expertise and experience and you know exactly what you are doing from the beginning. Imagine you spiraling up like that, and if someone takes you at your, 5th cycle, when you have created already a lot of expertise, maybe from your past, your domain of expertise, maybe you were some kind of expert before, right? Already. If that was the case, then creating a course on your expertise is going to be so much easier, right? But if that is not the case, if you cannot see yourself as an expert right now, then creating your course is a way how you do the first step into creating that expertise for yourself. You are an expert in your own life. So start there. Start with what you know for sure and let that grow. right? Start there and let that grow. So in my previous video, I talked about the best advice that I've had on YouTube on the subject of YouTube content creation. And one of them was like, create those trending videos. Those trending videos might be the videos that have the most views for your channel. But your subscribers might be interested of seeing more of you in other areas that are not necessarily having the most views. I remember reading this content where someone was telling me, please bring more of this type of content. This is valuable content, right? So please more of this, and thanking me. That was an idea, an inspiration to see, what the algorithm is showing me where people are most interested in, more views, more likes. It's not necessarily what is transforming people's lives, what they want more of. So that's why it's always important to listen to your intuition. And it will be the same for that course that comes from within. It might not be the most popular course, but the person that will be transformed by that course will be the person who really needed that. Imagine that you are a lighthouse. You are just shining your light, and at first maybe there are no sheep needing your light, right? But eventually ships will come, and when they will see your light, they will be so grateful to have you there. So it's not just about creating your first course, it's about creating a beacon of light for the people who will be inspired by your wisdom, by your transformation, by your most potent breakthrough that you share in those courses. All right, until next time, stay inspired. I love you. Bye.